Let's go ahead and see what is IAM first. Okay. I hope in this leisure time you have practiced some of the AWS stuffs, and I hope you have the link where I'm uploading all my videos. Last video is still left. Okay, so I will upload and this both together. Okay. So IAM. What is IAM? IAM is nothing that suppose if you want to do anything, you need authentication. After authentication, where you have to go, that is authorization. Okay. So it's like you are in an indoor stadium. So you are allowed to enter into indoor stadium. That is authentication. But what you want to play in indoor stadium, that is authorization. You can play only table tennis, okay, or chess. Okay, you cannot play the indoor cricket. Okay, so that's authorization. Authentication is who you are, and authorization is what you can do. So the whole AWS IAM is related to that. What is the full form? That's why it's called identity and access management. Okay, your identity and what you can access. Okay, that's the full form. No one will ask you full form. Please don't memorize all these things. Okay, so I will go directly into certain kind of things. Okay, that will help you in understanding. Okay, so by default, if you see this root user have by default all accesses. So I have logged in with a root user. Okay, I have logged in with my root user. Okay, so it's not IAM user. I have all access. If I go to instances, okay, I can launch instance. Okay, but is this good? Okay, it's not good. Like if I give my credentials to anyone, they can go ahead and launch EC2s and do some things. They can delete. That's not good. Okay. So that's where comes IAM user or IAM thing to restrict yourself to protect the AWS account, protect the AWS resources. So one thing is like root user versus IAM user. So root user I have logged in, that's the root user. But what is IAM user? Let me go to IAM now. Okay. And let me go to IAM. Okay. Now if you see so many things are there. So I am going one by one. First I'm going to users. Now what is users? So suppose I have a AWS account. I need some users. You, okay, or 50 users. So if I give root account permission, they can do anything. But I don't want to give root account. I want to give certain access only. Okay, so how can I give it? Okay. So suppose I went and create one user. This user, suppose I have created as user name is Ankit. Okay. So I have given access to the AWS management console. Okay. So they can log into AWS management console. So let's skip the I am entering a customer password. So let me enter 12345. But you don't have to show in real time. User must create a new password at next sign in. No, I want the same password. Okay. So I'm going ahead 12345. Okay, the combination it wants. Okay, so let me go ahead and put A, B, C, D at the rate of 1234. That's good. So now, if I'm giving right now, add user to group, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going next, create user. Okay. Now, if you see, it has given you the console. It has given you the password, whatever I have given. Okay. Now this Ankit, if I logged in, okay. So if I log in the same browser, it will overwrite. So better you use Cognito. Okay. So this is the account ID. How it is getting the account ID? Account ID is here. You can copy it also if you are not able to see. IAM username is Ankit and password is ABCD at the rate of 1234. Okay. Sign in. Now, if you see access denied, everything it's saying access denied. See, if I go to EC2, right? If I go to Virginia or any region, okay, even leave EC2 starting the instances. The You cannot even view the instances. If you see user Ankit is not authorized to perform EC2 describe instances. So how much secure this is that you have just created the user and he cannot do anything. Okay. So this is one security thing. This is one use case. Okay. So how can I give only access to certain resources? So my root user can access anything, EC2, ABS, S3, load balancer, but I want to give this user access to only EC2. Okay. So let me go ahead and user. Okay. I am going to Ankit. Now want to add some permission. Okay. Add permissions. What I want to add permission? Policies. Now, what is policies? What is permissions? What is user? Okay. So certain things which I want to show you here. Don't think I have written here policies. What is policies? Or let me describe it in a notepad. Okay. There are two kinds of things which you will mostly see in IAM. Okay. One is IAM users, one is IAM roles, one is IAM policies. Okay. So these two are related. Okay. Roles can be attached to user resource. Resource, what is resource? EC2, S3. These are resources. Okay. It can be attached to roles, right? Okay. What are policies? Now, IAM rules can't define anything. It's just a name. Okay. So role, suppose I have given a role EC2 read. It should have EC2 read access. Okay. I have created an IAM role name EC2 read access. Will it give the EC2 read access? No. For that, you have to attach the policy. So what policies used to contain? One is the principal. Principal is who is going to do the thing. Who is going to do. Next is the resource. On which resource? This is on which resource the action is going to be performed. So mine is EC2, right? EC2 read access here. And the next thing is action. What is the action you want? I want only EC2 should be read. Okay. I mean, anyone can view the EC2 instance. Okay. EC2 read access should be there. So three things are much important: principal, resource, and action. Okay. So roles cannot do anything. These policies have to be attached to role. Okay. Policies can directly be attached also to users. Okay. Here, policies can directly be attached. You don't have to create a role and then, but suppose if any, what you say, if any resource is there, right? In that you have to attach. We'll see. Okay. For now, what I'm going to do, there is a EC2 just see. So if you say Amazon is giving a default EC2 read access. Now what is default? If you see this icon Amazon, it means Amazon has created by itself. Okay. You can create your own policy as well. Okay. You can create your own policy as well. Create inline policy. Okay. If you just go and if you go to JSON, it can help you create the policy. So I can create also. So suppose I don't know the JSON format, okay? It gives some visual format as well. So which one it has to uh, easy to read, right? So let's see EC2. So I'm just going to EC2. Okay. Now on what resource, what actions it should perform? It should perform all list actions, and then it should perform all read actions. Okay. Who has joined this? Sharad, you are a bit late, but I will cover you. Okay. Just let me complete this. Otherwise, the flow will be broken. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So where I was. Yeah. So I want read all list actions, all read actions. Okay. And then, and it should be allowed. Okay. Specific ARNs for these actions, all. Okay. Request condition, if any, no request condition. Next. Okay. Your JSON, use the JSON editor for the formation and all dependent permissions not selected. Okay. Let's see what is the dependent permission. SSM get parameters. Okay, fine. Leave it. We'll go ahead with better not to go such things. Okay. You can just go ahead and see what are the things happened here. Okay. And see what does it does. Okay. Or you can just go ahead and if you just go ahead and do certain things like I need EC2 EC2 read policy for what I am using. Okay, so you don't have to memorize. You just should know like what is the format for this. Okay, so this I just want yeah. So if you see here, I told you right. First is the version. Version is the same. Okay, it never changed. Don't think like today is 2026. I have to give the 2026. This version is the latest version, 2012 1017. Next version, whenever it will come, AWS will let us know. Next is the statement. Okay, what is the statement you want to give? I told you right. One is the effect. That is the you have to allow or deny. Okay, if it is deny, every action will be denied. Is it to describe? Is it to get? Is it to list? Okay, these are they are allowing. And what is the resource? Okay, the resource is what? All resources, all EC2 instances. Okay, so this is the main actual the format. Here we have not described the principle, which I told you. Okay, because principle is always not necessary because we are attaching the policy where in the IAM user. So IAM user is itself the principle, right? You don't have to describe principle. Okay, so if I just go ahead and if I create my own policy, so these are the things that you have to take the help of AI. Okay, you don't have to write by own or you will get many official pages as well. Okay, if I just go ahead, what is this? Yeah, if you just type EC2 read access AWS. Okay, AWS document official documentation will give you such beautiful policy. Okay, so here you can get all the things. Okay, you can directly copy. Okay, all these things and all. Okay, so I am just giving this thing. Okay, now I am creating this policy where it went. Next, policy name you can give. I can give EC2 read. Okay, and now this policy has been attached to this. Okay, good. Now let me go and retrieve. So if you see, it is saying that EC2 describe instances action is not what is not. So let me go ahead. Describe is there. Let me what you do. Let me log in again. Okay. Sign sign into console and mine is Ankit and the password is ABCD at the rate of So if you see now, if I go to instances, now see that error gone, right? Suppose if I launch one EC2 from root, I'll be able to see. But through this IAM user Ankit, can I create one EC2? Let's see. I can view the EC2 now. Let's see if I can create or not. Okay. If I just go here and if I go down, 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 launch instance, proceed without keep here because I know it will not be able to launch. Okay. See, you are not authorized to perform create security group. Okay. So along with this, the security group is getting created first. So in that step, it is getting failed. Okay. Because it's not able to perform security group. Even if it is able to perform security groups, it will not able to start the instance because we don't have the start instance list. Okay. Now, if I just go ahead and give this access here, give this access here, and also one more access is to start. Okay. Okay. And let's give one more EC to terminate as well. Okay. Or stop. Let's leave it. This is showing error, right? Because this one comma is there. So this should be very perfect. If anywhere you're facing issue, go to some AI tool and see what's the issue. Okay. So this format mostly asked in interviews sometimes. Sometimes they will ask you, can you write one policy of starting one EC2 instance? So before going to interview, please memorize this syntax. Okay. Version, statement, and the statement three things. Principal, effect, and resource. Four things. Here principle is not there, but you should remember four things. Principle, effect, allow, and resource. Principle is who is going to do all these actions. An action is action. Effect is deny or allow. If I put to deny, no one can do this. Okay. And resources on what resource? On what resource of EC2? EC2 has so many resources, right? First EC2, second EC2, third EC2, which EC2? All the EC2s. Okay. So if I just go ahead and put to next and save changes. So these all IAM things I am doing from root user. Okay. And see it in this. So let's retrieve the failed tasks. Now see, now again, this error is getting all these things, right? So EC2 authorize. So this way I have to add it here. So that's the beauty of AWS. They used to give such a perfect errors that even a layman can understand all these things. Okay. So these are all things you don't have to memorize. So all the things you can see through the errors and you can keep on adding. Okay. The more you do all these things, the more you learn. Okay. So I am just not security group ingress. Again, one error will come that egress is not able to do. So let me go ahead and Next. So many error will come, volumes and all error will come now. It's not able to create volumes. Second error will come. Okay. Because one EBS used to get created, if you remember. Okay. What is happening here? 1 second, guys. Test and then what? Keep here, leave it, and then security group. Create security group. We cannot create. Okay. Let's select this and everything is same. Now let's go ahead. Proceed without keep pair, launch instance. Keep pair name. Proceed without keep pair. So this run instance start. It can start launch initiation. It has started, but it cannot run the EC2 because I have not given this run instances, right? So in this way, you can see the error. Okay, and you can keep on adding. But for now, if I just go ahead and remove this, right, and remove this, and if I add the direct permission, okay, add permissions, attach policies directly, I can easy to full access if I give it, right? And now if I go ahead and try to create one resource, sorry, I have to log in again. That's the thing. I want you to try from your end. Otherwise, you have to log in and log out every time. Okay. This is the first time. That's why I'm showing all these things. Okay. Ankit and A, B, C, D, etc. So if I go to EC2 and if I go to launch instance, oh, new things are coming up. Strange. If I just create a test now, it will be going ahead and what it will be doing this. Proceed without keep here. Now you are able to understand, right? What is the importance of policies? Okay. This is through the IAM user I can see. Okay. And root user can I see? Yes, root user also I can see. If we go to EC2, you will be able to see the instance. Okay. Oh, I am in Ohio. It's Virginia. Okay. So sometimes it happens that you are not in the same region. Okay. Make sure wherever you are testing, you are in the same region. So this is the instance I created. Okay. Let me delete this. Okay. I don't want my cost to be bearing. Okay. Yeah. So next thing is like policies, right? As I told you, I have described this part like uh, root has full all things I have described. Please go through this and try to practice. I will not discuss this again. Okay. What are IAM users? I have let you know. Okay. IAM users, through IAM users, you can restrict the accesses. Okay. You can create different IAM user. And what are IAM groups? I'm not going to give you the demo of IAM groups. Okay. But I'll just tell you so that you can practice on your own. IAM groups is nothing. Okay. Suppose I have made a user group. Okay. I have made a group called SRE. Okay. In which I have added one guy called Ankit, in which I can add more guys as well. Okay. Ankit, Shubham, Sharad, everyone I can add it here. Okay. I can attach a policy directly to this group. Okay. If I am going ahead and create user group. Okay. So this SRE, I can go ahead and attach a permission. So whoever, how many users, suppose 50 users are there, so all will get these permissions. Okay, that is the beauty. You can create separate groups and you can add the users in the groups and you can give the access to the group directly instead of individually giving the access. Okay. Suppose Ankit and Shubham, you have to give individually by clicking on users. But if they are in a group, you can give the group access directly. It will be, the access will be inherited to the users. Okay. So this is very easy. Same concept, whatever in users, try this from your end. Okay. Let me know if you face any issue. So let me not delete, leave it. Okay. Now roles. Okay. Where is the role concept coming in? I have told you about policies. I have told you about roles. Sorry, users. But why roles? Okay. So I'll tell you one thing. Okay. Let's go to roles. Let me see if there is an IAM roles. Yeah. Service to service access. What is service access? Let me go ahead and create one EC2. Okay, guys, I have to create one. Let me create through the root user itself. Sorry, IAM user itself. Okay, test. Okay, test. So make sure you follow this demo very carefully. Okay, I'm creating one EC2 instance. Okay, and let be Ubuntu. Okay. Next is let's be everything same. Let me create a new key pair. And what key pair should we take? IAM. Okay, and create a key pair. Let's create a security group. I have already created one security group. Let's go ahead. All these things are there. I'm launching one instance. Okay. Okay. I have launched one instance. Now I will log into this instance. Okay. Let me get initialized. So let me go to some theory till it fully initializes. Okay. Now S3. I have not told you about S3 yet. Okay. But just consider it's like a Gmail drive. What Gmail drive used to do? It used to store your data. And how you can access it? You can access it through a web browser. Okay. HTTPS. You can access it through the HTTPS, right? It will give you a web browser. Same is the S3. Okay. Web content can be stored here. Even a static web page can be stored here. Okay. Not the dynamic one. Okay. But the static web page can be stored. Okay. So suppose I log into EC2. I logged into EC2. Through this EC2, I want to access S3. After that, can I access S3? So how to access S3? If you just use this command AWS S3 ls, it will give you how many S3s are there. Okay. For now, just remember this thing. We'll go to the details of S3. S3s are there. So I logged into EC2 because I have the policy access of EC2 full access. I can log into EC2. But through this EC2, can I access S3? No, because the EC2 does not know where is S3. Even you have the access of S3, but through logged into EC2, you cannot access because once you logged into EC2, you are a EC2. You are not Shubham or Sharad. Okay. Once you enter to playground, you are an Indian player. Today's the match, right? So once you enter into playground, you are not a normal person now. You are the Indian team. You are not a family person. You are not someone's husband. You are not someone's son. Okay. You are now who has to represent India. Okay. Same. Once you logged into EC2, you are an EC2 employee. Okay. So until unless this EC2 has the access, you cannot access S3. So here comes the roles concept. Right. Here comes the roles concept. Okay. Right. Okay. So if let test this. Okay, it should be fine now. I'm sure it should be fine. Yeah, I'm clicking on EC2. I'm logging from this here. You can log in through putty as well, just as I told. You don't have to log in. I mean, so this is one way of login. Okay, if you go to connect, there's a connect option. Okay, if you go, it's because you have done public IP address, you have SSH 422. Okay, you can log in through SSM manager also, but what is SSM manager? I will let you. Okay, you can log in through SSH client as well. So you have the command, just copy it and EC2 serial console as well, which you don't use. Okay, no, never. So let's go to connect. I have not connected. Yeah, I have connected. Okay. Fail to access denied by EC2 instance connect. Okay. Either your AWS credentials are not valid or what is this? Some issues some always used to come. Authorize. Let's believe. I cannot log in to this EC2. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Right is coming here. Yeah, let's go. CMD. Let's go to CMD. 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 Okay, CD. I used to feel very bored like this, so let's go ahead and proceed. Okay, now I logged in. Okay, now if I go ahead and put AWS S3 LS, okay, I have to install AWS CLI. So don't install with these commands, okay? Sometimes it used to face issues. So I don't have CLI. Okay, so install AWS CLI. There is official documentation. Make sure you install this in your own laptop as well. Okay. So if I go ahead, there's Linux, you install Windows as well. And Linux you have to install when you are in the EC2. Okay. Until unless you have EC2, you will not be able. So I'm just going ahead and I'm just installing. What? It did not get copied. That's the, oh, AWS install. Oh, this unzip is not happening. Let me unzip. This command is not there. That's why unzip is not. Better to type rather than copy and paste. App install unzip. Now let me install. So if you're thinking it's too much, then just go ahead and revise once. Okay. Now if I just go to AWS hyphen version, I'll be able to see this is. Now if I do AWS S3LS, see, unable to locate your credentials. Okay. Now what I'm going to do to this S3, okay, I'm going to my root user. I will attach one role here. Okay. If I go here. Now, why I am not attaching role from IAM user? Because I have not given the IAM user the permission to attach role. I have just given the permission to what? To only start the EC2 instance and EC2 full access is there. But I cannot attach a role. If I'm going, if I'll go and try to attach a role, I'll not be able to. Okay. And how to attach a role in this EC2? If you just click on EC2 instance, if you go to actions and then security, and then modify IAM role. Okay. So here you can get the role. So you will be able to see, right? I cannot upload. I mean, unable to load the instance profile because I'm not able, I don't have the access for attaching a role. Okay. So I'll be doing from the root user because root user has it. Okay. So what role will attach? Okay. Let's see. Security, modify IAM role. And let's see. What is it showing? Okay. No IAM role. There is an admin role, but there is no IAM role. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll create one role here. Let me create one role. So I'm going create role, and what role it will create? Let's go at EC2. Okay, next. Okay, let's next EC2 S3 role. Okay. So I have created a role EC2 S3 role. This role I have created, but if you see, it has no permissions attached. Okay, so this role should have the permissions to access the S3. Okay, so I'll go ahead, permissions, attach policies, and let's see if there is a policy, S3 full access. Okay. I am attaching this role, and I have attached this role already. Okay, if you go ahead to right now to this thing and actions, security, modify IAM role, you will be able to see this role. Okay, I have already attached this. You can update it again. So I have attached this role. Now, where can you see this role? If you go to security, you will be able to see this role. What this role is, you can see this all as well. Okay. So this role has. Now, if you see what this role has contains, this policy contains. This policy has all access of S3. Okay. S3 star means it can list object, it can get object, put object, everything. Now, there is something called trust relationship. Very important. What is trust relationship? Now, this permission, if you see, it has the access of S3. It can do anything in S3. But who can access? Okay, who can access? This service can access. That's why here the principle is coming. It is as EC2 is assuming this role. In reality, you are creating this role, right? But since you are the EC2 now, you are in the EC2, that's why EC2 can assume the role. So it's like you are inside one house and house can recognize your shadow. Okay. You are inside the house, but house can recognize your shadow. So EC2 can assume this role. So it's all happening in the background. You don't have to bother that much. Okay, it's all happening in the background. Okay, so once you created the S3 full access, the trust relationship, if you see, it can assume it. Okay, now if I go ahead and do what? See, now no errors coming because no outputs are. Why no outputs are coming? Because I don't have any S3s right now. It's empty. That's why it's showing. It's no errors. This error gone fully. So guys, this is very important concept. And if you know these policies, roles and users, you're almost done. And how it is assuming the role. Okay, that's also done. Okay. So up to this, I want to know whether you all face any issue or it is so jumbled up or you want I will continue for 15 minutes more, 15 to 20 minutes more because there are certain things I want to discuss here. Okay. Now let me know where you face the. I am sure that people are facing issue here because while learning IAM, everyone is to face issue. But it's not so hard if you see. It's just it's not some hardcore coding we are doing here, right? It's roles, policies, how policies are getting attached to roles, how policies are getting attached to users, how roles are getting attached to resources. Okay. So let me know if you face any issue. I'm just giving a 1 minute break here before going ahead. So all the things I have described already. Yeah. Okay. Then I will take it as no. Okay. I hope uh, anyone is asking something. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll take it as no. Okay. Fine. There is one thing called I am pass role. Okay. I am pass role. 1 second. Charger is down. Okay, fine. Now, what is I am pass role? This demo will see this in the next session. Okay. But before that, because that will take certain time. Okay. I am pass role. So this I am pass role thing, right? This is, you don't have to know it actually. This only you should know only because till my whatever interviews I have given, I have been asked one time about I am pass role. I was not able to answer. Okay, at that time, what is I am pass? Because in practical you will never use it. Never use it. Even AWS people are not using this I am pass rule. Okay, so that's why I'm keeping it as a low priority. And what is high priority? I'll just go ahead. Okay. Next thing is that in the policies itself, okay, policies. Okay, there's certain thing called implicit deny, explicit deny. Okay. Now, what is implicit deny? So I have created a IAM user, Ankit. Can it do anything? Nothing, right? Until unless I'll give him the access of anything, is to start or anything. So that's called implicit deny. That if you don't give anything, it will not do anything. Okay. You don't have to explicitly mention that, okay, you don't have to do this thing. Okay. It's because he doesn't know that thing. Okay. That's implicit deny. Now, what is explicit deny? What is explicit deny is, suppose I have given him the EC2 full access, full full access, full access. But I have denied one thing. Explicitly, I have mentioned I cannot terminate it. So even if you have given the full access, but since you have explicitly denied it, right? This will take precedence. So explicit denial will always take precedence. Suppose I have given one policy. Okay. Allow EC2 start instances. Allow. This I have allowed. And deny EC2 start instances. Which one will take preference? So you heard the name deny will always take preference. How it take preference? AWS knows. You don't have to know it. Actually, AWS has taught the least privilege. There is a concept of least privilege. Okay. So suppose someone has denied something, then it's very crucial, right? So that's why deny will always take preference. Okay. So let's take an example. If permission boundary is also there and all these things are there. So let's take one example. Okay. So I'm going to user IAM user. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Now I have the EC2 full access. Okay. Everything is allowed. Everything is allowed if you see. Okay. Now I cannot go ahead and let me copy the JSON. Okay. Let's create a simple policy. Create a policy. JSON. Okay. Uh, let's delete everything. Okay. So this, right? Let's delete everything. I think the fill all syntax errors. What is the syntax? Okay. Good. Now I have given EC2 terminator. What is the name? I don't. Okay. And this I'm putting as is deny. What's the issue? EC2. This is actually different term. What is this term? Second. EC2 terminate policy action. Something called shutdown. It is. One second. Yep. Right. I am policy for EC2 terminate terminate instances. It's actually right. Why it's showing no right? Let me go ahead and put something like that. Okay. So here I'm putting something called deny. Yeah, deny. Okay. Now I'm going to save it. I'm giving the name as policy name as EC2 terminate deny. Create policy. This policy is created. Now I'll attach it to the user. Attach policies directly. So just search what is the name? Deny something, right? This one. So if you see mine doesn't have this AWS icon, it means AWS has not created it. I have created it. And type also if you see AWS managed, IAM means customer managed. Okay. Add permissions. So now I have added some permissions called here EC2 data. Now if I go to IAM, okay, if I go to this instance, okay, and I should have logged in again actually. Otherwise it can terminate. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't take up. So if you see, although I have EC2 full access, but what I did, EC2 terminate deny. It's clearly showing the message that there is explicit deny. So that is the beauty of AWS, that it gives such a perfect error that anyone can learn AWS without being hands-on. If you go to company, the documentation and everything is so perfect that if you know the basic AWS, you can start doing. You don't need very much experience. Whatever I am showing here, if you ask someone who is doing AWS, they also don't know. You will be able to know. Okay, because they just did the what you did. They just used to do the company work. Company work is very limited. You will not have so much exposure. They will be restricted not to start the instance, not to do any modification. That you can do in your local laptop only. So if anyone asks me that if I don't have any experience, can I learn AWS? I will tell that people who are doing they don't have experience much because they are just doing the office work. You are lucky that you have all this hands-on ready. You don't have any restriction. Okay. So if you see there is an encoded authorization failure message, if you just decode it, you will be able to see the same message. Okay. So I cannot decode fully. Let me show was this decoded message. So if you just click on it and if you just go to any online website, just paste it. Oh God, these guys. It is showing. One second. I will not go here. Let me put here. Please decode this. So the same message, it will give you more this whatever if you see. Okay. Sorry. Here. There is an Amazon queue. This is like a chat GPT of EC2. Okay. This will help you to diagnose this error. Okay. Fail to delete because it's also showing the same. You can expand it and see it is also not decoding this. But there is a this error can be decoded very easily. Okay. Through some online platform as well. My online platform is not working. That's why I've given to Chat GPT directly, which I should not give. Never give it actually. They have given me some Python code. Okay. So,
Uh,
anyways, you can do it from your own. It's just a base 64 encoding. Okay. So you just go to some Linux platform and just give slash base 64 hyphen D. It will decode. Okay. Okay. Hey, anyone is asking anything?
I think if we prompt here that the message we got this from the AWS, think after that we can easily decode from the ChatGPT, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, it's just a base 64 decode. So if I
Ah,
just go ahead and if I just put echo, if I just put base 64 invalid input. Why is so? Hey, what you told?
I think we need to paste this message into the ChatGPT and just provide them that this is from the AWS EC2 instance error, like that.
Something like that you can do. That you can discuss. Okay. Later. Okay. Okay. Anyways, it's invalid input. Maybe this is the error. So leave it. But your error is quite clearly visible. But this can be decoded because I have decoded in one online platform. Okay. Very easily. Okay. No, I have given that. They have given some code to this thing. Okay. I can just give it. This is an EC2 what do you say, encoded of as I told you, it's base 64 encoded, right? So you can they are giving you to decode this. Okay. So if you see, they have given the format as well. So if you just go ahead and if you just So, okay, I don't have permission also to do the decoding, but you can try it on your own. Okay. So if you see there is this EC2 S3 role doesn't have this permission. Okay. So you can create a policy with this action and you can attach it in the same role by creating a policy and then you can decode. Okay. So this things is already over. Okay. And one thing is permission boundary. Now what is permission boundary? Okay. Now, uh, let me go through this. Okay. Mm, mm, Let me go to this and let me go to this IAM role. Yep. Okay. Now it has S3, right? S3 full access. Now this has S3 full access for now. So if I'm going to EC2, if I do AWS S3 LS, it is giving. Okay. But what I have given on permission boundary, let's create a permission boundary. Okay. So let me go ahead. I want to deny S3 get or list as well. Sorry, not deny. It should be all. Okay. So I'm just giving this. Okay. If you see right now, where you set permission mode. Yeah. So this role, where is that role? Okay, yeah, role. This role has AWS S3 full access. Okay. But now I want it should only list the buckets. It should not what you say. It should not put anything. It should not create the bucket. It should only list, or else it cannot do anything. One thing is right. I can do some what you say explicit deny. Okay, but there is certain thing called permission boundary. I'm setting up one permission boundary. Okay, let me create a role for this. Okay, I'll show you like why I'm creating this policy and S3 list object and let's put it to allow and let's put everything all okay, okay. And let's give it a policy name S3 read only. You can give some description if you want. Now I'm going to EC2 S3. What was that name? EC2. What was it? Now I'm setting some permission boundary. Okay. S3 read only. So it can just read the S3 buckets. So S3 is here, it's called just like in email, it's called drives. Here it's called buckets. Okay. So I have given one permission boundary. Okay. That it can read. Okay. Now just see the magic. Okay. I'm going here again. I'm in this. Now if I do AWS S3, this. Okay. Now if you see, earlier it was able to do, right? But now if you see, one second. What was this? List buckets. What is this? S3. Oh, list all my buckets. This is not there. One second. Different permissions are now coming. Okay. Edit and list all my buckets. Sorry. S3 list. I'm putting it to start. Okay. It means whatever is on the list, it will cover. So now if I just go ahead, I think I have to log in again. It will just go ahead. It will just take some time. Okay. You can see the JSON. Let it give some time, or let me log in again. Where I am doing. Okay. Good. Okay. Now if you see, this is fine. Okay. Even if it is S3 full access, this is fine. Now I want to create one bucket. So I'm just writing some commands. AWS CLI command to create S3 bucket. Okay, fine. So I'm just clicking in it and just put it here. Okay. Now if you see, even it has a S3 full access, it's not able to create the bucket. Why? Because I have set a permission boundary. Okay. Now, what is the difference in explicit deny and permission boundary? Let me show you in diagram. Okay. Draw.io. It's taking a bit long, guys, in IAM because this is the thing which I want you to describe. So this is suppose S3 full access. Okay. 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 In explicit deny, what you are doing, you are putting one more box here and putting S3 list bucket is denied. Okay. So what is the impact of this? What will be the impact? Let's put it to a diagram. Yeah. Result. What will be the result of this action? Okay. Result of the action will be it can do EC2 can do everything in S3 S3 except listing the buckets. Right? This is the result. Right? And now permission boundary. Right? I have put a S3 full access. Okay. S3 full access. Let's put a bit big. And I have put a permission boundary S3 list bucket. This is a permission boundary. Permission boundary. What will be the result finally? Result will be EC2 can only list the buckets and it can do nothing apart from that. So, listing. So now you are able to understand, right? Explicit deny is only denying the actions, whatever you are mentioning here. Rest other things it can do. But suppose it's a playground, okay? So you are in the playground and you are given only this portion to play. So you have access to only this portion. So that's the permission boundary. It's just lessening the boundary. It's just restricting your boundary. That even if your playground has S3 full access, but for you, it's only S3 list bucket. So it can only list bucket. Okay. And in explicit deny, it can do anything, but it cannot list the buckets because it is denied. Guys, anyone has any issue in understanding explicit deny and permission boundary?
No.
I hope you are understanding. Please do the demos on permission boundary and S3. Let me know because many I have taken early sessions also. It's very difficult to make them understand. Although they were all freshers, I mean not freshers, I mean college freshers. Okay, so this thing is one of the things that they will be asking in the interview, and it's not like some fascinating question will be asked, some scenario based will be asked. They will be asking questions. In the last year I have been asked the question, what is the difference between explicit deny, policies, and permission boundary and permission sets. There's a certain thing called permissions and sets, which we'll learn later when we learn organization. So what is an organization? Organization is nothing but you can manage 5 to 6 AWS accounts at once. Okay. Now you have only one, right? I have only one, but you have also one. Sharad has also one. So I can manage everything by my own through organization. Okay. At the time, permission sets used to come. If you put permission set to one organization, it can be applied to all the accounts under that. Okay. So that is the difference between permission sets and permission boundary and IAM policies. IAM policies you know already. Okay. So simple questions will be asked, but those questions you have to explain in this way. Okay. It's not like some fascinating questions, some very hard questions should be asked. But these are the questions which are very mark scoring. Okay. And you should not leave this. You should know the concept very well. Okay. I'm just stopping the sharing.